They should not be walking out of there alive after they just took 10 people's lives. Especially not being walked out like that, like he's a 93-year-old man, and then be put on a nice comfy stretcher and everything is okay, is your leg okay? What's up everyone, welcome back. So I am not a news person, I'm not here to report the news, but what I do is I make videos when the news completely botches an event that happens in the US. And that's exactly what they just did with this shooting in Colorado, and it's starting to piss me off. So this guy went into a store in Boulder, Colorado. The motive is unknown currently. And he started shooting people in the store. A police officer responded to a call, and he was also shot. 10 people were killed in total. Yes, this is a tragedy. This stuff should not happen. But there's a reason why this stuff happens. And it's a very simple fix. Let me explain. This whole thing about defunding the police, it does a couple of things, right? It makes it harder for police officers to respond to calls quickly because one, they may not have that many on the job currently because they can't afford to have that many on the job. Two, if there's not that many cops on the job, they may be handling a different call when they get another call, so they have to handle that call first in order that they get them. And here's the biggest one. The media has been basically marketing to criminals that the police has been defunded. You see it almost every day on the news. Defunding the police needs to get defunded. We hate police. So as a criminal, what are you thinking? Think about it. Put yourself in a criminal's shoes. If you're hearing all over the place that the police has been defunded, is that scaring you away from committing a crime? Or is that saying, hey, my deterrent from committing a crime or even thinking about doing it is being lessened because it's gonna take them longer to get to the call. Or they may not even come, so I can pretty much do whatever the fuck I want. But of course, Nancy Pelosi and all these gun-hating people are saying this is the exact reason why we need gun reform and all of that. No, we don't. But there is an alternative that will pretty much stop these shootings in its tracks. Because once again, like I said, criminals are starting to have the mindset of being less and less afraid of police interacting with their crime. It's something a lot of states are talking about right now, and it's called constitutional carry, which means that if you were legally allowed to own a firearm, you shouldn't have to go to your government and ask for permission to carry it in public or need a piece of paper that says, I can carry this in public. And the reason why this would help, think about it. If you've got 50 people in that store when this shooter comes in with his gun, and let's say 10 of them are carrying a weapon, that situation, depending on how brave these people were, my guess is if they're carrying a gun in public, they're ready to use it. That situation would have been done very quickly. No one or very few people would have died. Not 10, that's for sure. But in America, there needs to be a line drawn as far as what does the Second Amendment mean? We have the right to bear arms and we are allowed to use them for our protection. Does that mean in your house or in a store? To me, it means anybody who is willing to do you harm, you are allowed to defend yourself. But how are you going to defend yourself if there's no constitutional carry? It takes a year to get a license, fingerprints, all of that stuff. And then there's an active shooter in a store and your gun's in a safe at home. But I want to recommend to all the people who are wanting to get rid of guns and gun reform and all this stuff. The real reason why constitutional carry or any of this stuff isn't allowed is because the government doesn't trust the citizens of the United States. They think that if people are just allowed to carry guns all over the place, there's gonna be more shootings. You need to study psychology. Are you more likely to go into a store and shoot the place up if you know that no one or maybe one person is carrying a gun? Or are you less likely to go into that store and do that if you know that probably 10, 15 people in that store are carrying, and your likelihood of getting 50 shots off versus 5 is extremely low because people are going to defend themselves. People being able to lawfully carry guns is not going to increase shootings. They're going to prevent it. And here's what really pisses me off. This guy went into store, shot 10 people. He was not shot. I don't know why. He's walked out of the store like he's a puppy hurt. They put him on a stretcher and they roll him out. There should be a new law, once again, to deter these active shooters that says that if you are an active shooter, I don't care if you're currently shooting or the whole thing's done, we're gonna shoot you. They should not be walking out of there alive after they just took 10 people's lives. Especially not being walked out like that, like he's a 93-year-old man, and then be put on a nice comfy stretcher and everything is okay, is your leg okay? No, fuck that. Simple. I don't know. Does anyone not agree with that? Do you think that if you take another person's life unlawfully, you have the right to live? Especially if you're in a store shooting people for no reason? But let me be clear to everyone who's using this to try to now ban weapons. You're pathetic. We should be mourning the loss of that cop and all the other 9 people who died. The dude who did it should be put under the jail or executed. And we should be talking about real solutions. And if you don't understand how guns work, or you don't understand how to defend yourself with a gun, you have no place to talk about this. You should sit at home, play your games on your computer, go out, do a protest, whatever you feel like you need to do. But if you don't know about something, don't talk about it because you just sound like an idiot.